I'm Janvi Chandanani from Bangalore. I'll be hosting the session today. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. This is a quote by Michael Jordan. Today's session is nothing about how we can overcome our obstacles by our guest speaker. To introduce the guest speaker, I would like to call upon a great speaker, a motivator, and he's an advisory board member, Toastmaster from Alberta, Canada. So please welcome 𝐼𝐻𝐻 to introduce our guest speaker.
Thank you very much, Coach Janvi. Thank you very much, Mom.
Welcome, sir.
It's an honor for me to introduce the guest speaker. But the truth is, he doesn't need an introduction. These past few days, I find it very challenging to introduce a person whom you think you already know him. And I ask myself, do I need to write thousands words? Do I need to do a research? Do I need to ask him personally how I'm going to introduce him? Those three, I did not do it. Because I want to introduce this gentleman coming from my heart. No writings, no reading, just true words coming from my heart. We all know this gentleman. He's a founder of 𝐆𝐻𝐿 Global Foundation. But behind that, this gentleman is a man of focus, commitment, in a will. Aside from the passion to connect to different peoples around the world. My personal experience of him, he called me in a messenger more than a year ago, and he invited me. Now, I became part of this platform, and I love it. And I also love the person. But one thing that I admire with Coach Rambabu, our guest speaker tonight, is his ability and his talent in making all those flyers. Have you noticed all those flyers and posters? Those are not possible without him. His talent, combining more than 2 or 3 applications just to make a poster every day. That is a commitment in a will, in a passion. So this gentleman will be going to speak about Step Away, not only a man of passion, commitment, and sheer will, but also a man of confidence and courage, and a man of charm. Please help me welcome our Chief Executive Officer, the founder of 𝐆𝐻𝐿 Global Foundation, but tonight, our guest speaker, the title, Step Away. Over to you, Coach Janvi.
Thank you so much, Coach 𝐻𝐻, for that wonderful introduction. So that was amazing from your heart, appreciating and recognizing Coach Rambabu's efforts. I spoke to him first time maybe 1.5 or 2 months ago. And I didn't know that he all of a sudden called me and asked me to, speak on a session. So what I believe, just like how Coach 𝐻𝐻 said, that he's very hardworking. He put a lot of efforts. Other than that, he also did trust each one of us who's present in the meeting here. And that's why we are able to, contribute to this particular foundation. It means a lot for all of us. So I would welcome Coach Rambabu to take us through this session and tell us how to overcome the obstacles towards our reaching our goals.
Thank you so much for your love, blessings, cooperation, support, and for everything. I'm so happy. Whatever I'm going to give my short presentation, this is not kind of a lecture, we all know. And for example, with the same disease, if we meet 2 or 3 different doctors, the prescription and the medicine would be different. So for today, With the same concept, I am a different doctor. That's all. And this is my short introduction. What 𝐷𝐻𝐻 sir has introduced me today. I'm a government teacher from Andhra Pradesh, India. And before 2010, and I worked in private sector. Since 2010, I have been working in government sector. Totally, I have more than 20 plus years experience in teaching field in both sectors, private and government. And today, we are going to discuss after setting a goal and before a reaching goal. Between setting and reaching, we face many obstacles, hindrance or stumbling blocks. But what kind of stumbling blocks or hindrance we ignore? Most of the times we think like this: so I'm doing hard work in process of reaching my goal, why I can't? The success rate would be very less. If we want to increase our success rate, what kind of things we should avoid, we should ignore, we should put aside? These things I'm going to talk to you in my presentation. This is the concept: step away for step ahead. If you want to put forward our feet, in some cases, in some areas, we want to take back our feet. But what are the areas? This is the principle what I thought to share with you. Bridge principle. Look at the screen. There is a bridge. In this bridge also, there is a starting point or beginning point, and we need to reach out the end point. If you treat the beginning as a setting goal, reaching as the end point of the bridge. So here in this bridge principle, there are 6 letters. Each letter represents each ignorable thing in our process. So what are those? And I have given a statement here with the word bridge. Be rigid, be stubborn, be strict to ignore these drawbacks in your goal every day. This is bridge. We should be strict to ignore whatever drawbacks we are going to discuss today in reaching our goal in every day. We should be very cautious. We should aware while reaching from A to B. So what are those? In the word bridge, the first letter is B. B stands for beliefs. But what kind of belief we should ignore? We should avoid. We should be cautious. Self-limiting. We ourselves self-limit. Whenever we have these kind of self-limiting, all the time our mind tells us few things. I don't have time to do this. I'm not fit to do this. I'll be judged if I go further. And also, I'm not so as good as them. And whenever we don't ignore this self-limiting beliefs, all the time our mind tells like this: you are not suitable to do this. It's better to quit. It's better to stop. If you are facing this kind of thing in your process of reaching goal, you should tag this takeaway, that is, believe in you. It gives 2 different contexts: believe in you or live in you. We should live in us as well as we should believe ourselves. Otherwise, definitely we get more struggles in the journey of our process. My suggestion is, if you have this kind of low esteem in you, try to place what you are thinking side by side and pour one side all your accomplishments so far done by you. And while you're reaching goal, what kind of self-limiting or self-limiting beliefs you are facing. I'm sure your possible accomplish would be more. It's just a thought. You need not worry about this. It's just a thought. Whenever you bring into force, whenever you bring into action, you can overcome this kind of problem that is self-limiting beliefs. When we make a plan to read something after setting, automatically most of the people face this kind of problem. So try your best to pour in one hand whatever things you successfully accomplished or reached and what you are planning to reach. So the accomplished things would be many more. So this weight is heavy. So you are a suitable person to reach your goal after setting. And the next letter, R, relinquish. This is the problem what we face in our journey. After setting goal, if you want to reach, you need to take as a challenge. You should give your best. Then only you can face the challenge. Many people, they feel fear to face the challenge. They show their back after facing a failure in the process. As I mentioned, we should rigid to ignore this relinquish or giving up. We know the statement, quitters never win, winners never quit. See, whenever I started this platform in 2020, June 11th, we started with 5 people. At very initial stage, I was a single. I started with I. Now the platform is moving on with the letter V. But I believed so strong in me. I never give up. Though I face many hurdles. If you quit easily, you never win or you never reach the end point, the end target. My suggestion for that is, rather than quitting yourself, it's better to find out what is easy and what is difficult. You should start your journey with the easy one first. Then you can build your confidence after seeing the success rate in your journey. The takeaway is you should face your fear, not show your back to your fear. You should face it. Don't give up. Everybody is fit to reach their target. If you ignore this relinquish or quitting easily. The third letter, I. This is very interesting. Very interesting. I stands for indistinct objectives, blurry objectives, unclear objectives. They don't know. Whenever we have a blurry vision or unclear objectives, it's highly impossible to reach your endpoint. We need to have a clarity in our journey. You should question yourselves whether I'm working on my wish or need. If you work on your need, definitely you'll reach your goal. If you start with your wish, you want to change your wish as you need, then only you can find out the right objectives. Selection of the objectives, the plan, the measurable things, the needful things is very important. Selection of objectives are blurry or invisible. We automatically get confused where to go, how to go, when to go. The objectives are related to your reaching endpoint or your goal. When the objectives of your goal are not clearly set, it is hard to reach them. Your selection must be specific. I have a specific objective on Share Every Global Foundation. My objective is I want to help the people, to the needy, to the aspirants. My objective is not blurry. My objective is not unclear. I know what is my aim. Then I always be ready to face. I never quit because I know what to do, what not to do. I know my objectives. I know my people. I know my method. I know my process. I know how my way would be even in the future. What kind of problems I may face. See, whenever your vision is clear, you can dream it. You can see that. My suggestion for this, set a clear objectives for your goals as per your desire and need, not for on basis of your wish. If you start your goal with wish, what I have requested, please change, convert your wish into need. Please think that. Whatever you can do, please do that. The thing is, the selection must be very specific as per your desire, as per your need. Next letter, D. This is very dangerous than cancer. If you have a confidence, even you can win with cancer, but less confidence, even the fear can kill you. Dilly-dally means it's a procrastination, putting off, delay in your process. I have mentioned here a small diagram. I want to do right it now, but my mind tells like this. Why don't you do the same next day, tomorrow, after, later? I think there is no urgency. Why don't you do that later? This procrastination can kill your all dreams. This is very, very dangerous. You should be very cautious. You shouldn't procrastinate. If there is any genuine cause, we can't treat as a procrastination or dilly-dally or putting off. Sometimes things may occur like that. But question yourselves. Are you a procrastinator or are you putting off with the genuine reasons? We know very well what kind of persons we are. We are so connected to the social media nowadays. It's my suggestion. We are so connected with mobiles, laptops, cinemas. We want to think ourselves with what activities I am wasting my time and on which type of activities I'm supplementing my valuable time. You want to make a plan. You want to maintain a vision board. Either short-term or long-term goal, you need to give a time bound. I have my goal by 2025. I want to start the branch of 𝐤𝐵 Global Foundation in minimum 15 states in India. This is my interest. This is my goal. I want to start a minimum in 5 countries, our 𝐤𝐵 Global Fund, because our vision is clear. Where there is will, there is well. We just work for that. The takeaway for this thing, do now and end now by not putting off or procrastinating. End procrastination right now. We all can. Brian Tracy has given a beautiful statement in the suggestion area. If you have 2 important tasks, start with the biggest, hardest, most important task first. By not putting off your tasks. Find out what is the hardest, what is the biggest, what is the huge, what is so important. You should start with that first. It kills all our dreams. That is important. Next letter, G. Gloomy, or most of the people after setting goal keep their glance on the dark side. All the time they talk about the failures. There is a teacher in my area and I constructed my house by taking a loan from the bank, and I didn't face anything, and the budget also was sufficient to complete my house. And once a teacher came and talked to me, Rambabu sir, if I want to construct a house, how much money I want to spend? And I have given a clear picture for everything about the loans or construction, purchasing the land, and everything I have guided. But she started to tell me, Rambabu sir, and my friend started, but with the insufficient funds, they stopped their construction. They failed in that case. They failed in this case. So why should we talk all this nonsense? Why don't you think about the successful people? Why all the time you refer the dark side? Why don't you turn left or right the page in the book? Why don't you look into the bright side? It's better to not setting a goal if you are such kind of person. All the time, if you look into the dark side, we want to think more and more about that. Whenever you are a person with this quality, you are surely a pessimistic person. If you are a pessimistic person, you never reach your goal. That is most important. All the time you should be optimistic, or you should think positive about your works. You should believe in you. If you won't believe in you, you definitely become as a pessimistic or low self-esteem person. Or you are the person all the time to search the dark side only. The suggestion is resist negative thoughts. Immediately you should stop. Things can't be done or difficult to come by, spend extra time. Why don't you spend extra time to reach your goal? My takeaway is most of the people, they don't follow their mind directions. They prefer for others' instructions. As I mentioned, the teacher example. I became very successful in constructing my house. I was the best example, live example, but she didn't follow my instruction and she didn't follow me, but she started to count the failures. Don't look too much in the dark side. Be positive instead of be pessimist. The last word, very important word, E, that is emotion based. They do their activity on and off, but they don't do that particular activity on daily basis. This is very, very important. We never ignore this. We should stubborn. Your goals will require some daily, weekly, monthly, or periodic commitments to achieve your goals. Not on and off. The team share every how the people believe in SGF. We are very consistent. We are very regular. We never put off our activities. All the time people would be ready to come forward to handle, to deal, to deliver, to talk, to receive. We maintain consistency. The consistency is very important in your goal. We know the statement, without plan, you plan to fail. If you won't make a proper plan, definitely you are planning to fail in your journey. So consistency is very important rather than depends on your emotions. You should be very regular in your activity. My takeaway is if you are consistent, you can go or you can grow in your activity and you can easily reach your end targets. I would like to conclude with the bottom line. My bottom line is try your best to ensure that you are not the enemy of your own progress. My recommendations are be self-disciplined, believe in yourself, and watch out for hindrances and do not hesitate to get help if you need to from the others. When you give help to the people, you surely have a right to take the help from the people. If you are aware with all these things, definitely 100% you can reach your end target without fail.